This video is brought to you by RafflePress. In this video, we'll look at the changes that are coming in WordPress 5.4. This is the first major release of 2020, and it's set to come out March 31st. A lot of the improvements are set around the block editor, as well as some improvements for developers. So with all of that, let's dive in and see some of the changes that are coming to 5.4. Now, just a quick note that there is a development freeze or a feature freeze right now, which means there are no new features that will be introduced. However, they can improve on the features that I'll show you here, and there might be some that don't make the cut possibly. So just know and keep that in mind. So let's take a look at some of them. One of the first things that they have is they're really trying to help you understand the block editor. So they've created a guided tour with that. So with that, let's go to, I'll show you what it looks like by going to add new post. And there is a welcome guide here. The welcome guide will simply walk you through some of the blocks and information that they've improved on. You can go through it to see what they are showing you. And anytime you want to go back to that and see it in action, you can go up to the three dots, go all the way down to welcome guide, and I'll show that for you. With 5.4, there are also two new blocks coming. The first one is social. So if I start to, you can get to any block by doing a / and start typing the block name, like social icons. Or if you're not quite used to doing that yet, you can come over here and click on the plus sign and search for them as well. We'll do social icons. And you see here, you can change up and add as many social icons as you have. These are all the ones that are set by default. And then you can add or remove them here. For instance, this is for YouTube. You can add the YouTube address of your channel that you want people to go to. And now that will send them over there. So you can add and remove these by clicking on the remove block or the add block here. Now, just so you know, these are to interact with your social media profiles. If you want people to save or share any of your posts or pages on social media, you'll still want to add a social media plugin to do that. And we'll have a link of that in the description below of our favorite social media plugins that you can use. The next block that they changed is they changed the button block to buttons block. So they made it plural. For instance, you can go here and do / button, and you see there's buttons. So you can create a button and then come next to it and add another button and change the color of that to whatever you want it to look like. You can also choose to do outline versus fill and make it a little bit different. So now you can have two buttons side by side. Moving along with the whole improvements to the block editor itself, there are some other changes to the whole block editor. For instance, if you want to add a cover, so the cover is this bigger area on your page to really draw people's eyes, you can either add a media library, or they've now changed it where you can add some color for the cover area, a group of blocks, as well as columns. And this just really helps break up your text and make the content a little bit more visually appealing for your users. You can also do the same thing to groups. For instance, I have these two blocks are set up as a group, and you can come in and make changes that will affect the whole group as well. So that's a great feature. The color changes can also happen to columns. You see, we have a columns block here that we can also change the color settings for the whole block as well. And that again, just breaks up the visual cues for your readers. Under the document area, if you want to add a featured image before, you would have to come over here and click on a button to say add file. But now they've made it really easy that if you have an image that you want to add as the featured image, you can simply drag and drop that over and it will come over. And now you have a featured image that will show up on your website. So very easy to add featured images again. One final thing, if you want to add specific text color inside a block, for instance, I have this area, then I can come over here and choose text color. So I can change this text color here if I'm wanting to showcase a visual cue or something like that for this. Now, if you're working with tables and you're wanting to add some information, you also now have the option to come down here and add a caption about this table, just so people know what your table is about. You can add the caption down here below. If you ever work on your website from a mobile device, then you probably notice that the toolbar would move around depending on what you're working on, and that could get a little frustrating. With 5.4, that fixes it, and it puts the toolbar at the top, so it's always there, but it simply changes depending on what you're working on. And then if you work with gallery images, then they've made it really easy to change the sizes of all the images in a gallery. So let me show you what that looks like here. We'll start a new gallery. And I'm going to just pick a few from media library. Try that. Create the new gallery. Insert it. Make sure you add all your alt text here. And then you see from here, we can choose thumbnail, large, medium, full size, and it simply changes all of the images for you. If you like to add the latest blog posts to your website, then they've made that easy as well. So we're going to create a block called latest posts. And from here, you see that this is the default where it's just the links and that's about it. But what you can do over here is you can come in and choose how to change that, including adding featured image and what the featured image will look like. So you can come over here, toggle it to display the featured image. You can also choose to display post date, post content, but you can also limit how much to display. You can also choose how to align them and how to order it, or if you just want to show different categories. You can also choose how many of these to show at the bottom here. They've also made it easier for you to select blocks. So you can come up here under tools and you can hit select. The select tool makes it really easy to select what you're looking for, especially if you're doing groups, then it lets you select items so that you can edit it. And once you select the item, then you can change it back to edit. If you're a huge TikTok fan, then they have added support for embedding TikTok videos. So you simply do the / or search for the TikTok block, and then you can add the TikTok URL there. Click embed, and then it will go out and pull the TikTok video. So those are all of the visual changes that they made. They also made a few under the hood changes for developers, and we won't cover that, but if you want to read more about it, you can click on the link in our description below on the other changes that they made for developers. Another tool that's super easy to use to grow your website is by using something like RafflePress. RafflePress is the easiest to use drag and drop giveaway plugin for WordPress, and it lets you give away items to grow your email list, grow your social following, and increase your traffic. To get started, just head over to rafflepress.com and make sure you use promo code WPBVIP to get the best discount on RafflePress. So which feature are you most excited about using in the new 5.4? And thanks for watching.